Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of the Fat Show. So for today's episode, I'm actually going to be working on my new daily, which I'll give a proper introduction coming up soon. But due to the fact that it's going to be my new daily, I want to get this thing rolling. And the only issue it has right now, keeping me from driving it every day, is the AC clutch went out. So I've actually just bought the entire compressor because it was cheaper to buy the compressor and the clutch than just buying the clutch itself. And then I also got a new air dryer. So today I'm going to throw that stuff in here. This is my first time doing it, so I'm probably not going to do too much of the DIY, just a montage of me doing this and then filling the system back up afterwards. So my plan is to remove the compressor, get it out of the way, replace the dryer, then put the new compressor in, and then button everything back up. And then before you take the compressor off, you obviously have to reduce the tension from the serpentine belt, which I think is just like a 16 millimeter wrench on this for the tensioner, and then you can just pull it off one of the accessories to give yourself some slack. And I'm pretty sure the compressor are 16 millimeter bolts as well, and then the dryer is just held in by 3 Allens. All right, so with that, let's get into it. You'll need a big pry bar to get it out, but it's out. So now I'm just gonna replace the dryer and then put this new one in. So getting this dryer out has been the biggest pain in the ass of this job so far. There's just nowhere to turn these Allen bolts on here. Sorry, I'm trying to get a good view for you. But there's the one on top that I got out, and then the one on the side, which I have this elaborate wrench with 2 extensions and a joint thing, the flexible joint, to get at the one on the side. That's the only way I've found to do it. I think if you had a 1/4-inch drive, it might be easier, but of course I don't have one, so working with what I got. Finally got the new dryer out, which was also a freaking puzzle trying to get that out of there. I don't really have a good way to explain how to do it other than either remove some more stuff like power steering or alternator, remove the radiator, or just spend hours trying to work it out like I did, and eventually I got there. So now's the moment of truth to see if this thing will actually hold vacuum. I'm just gonna pull a vacuum on the system, get up to hopefully about 29 inches of mercury, and then I'll turn it off and wait 45 minutes to see. Hopefully it won't come down at all. Then I'm gonna run the vacuum pump for, again, like half an hour, 45 minutes, just to get all the moisture out of the system before I button everything back up. I have the refrigeration side of everything buttoned back up, but I still have to tighten down the compressor, hook up the connector, tighten down the dryer all the way. I left everything loose just in case I had to go back in and redo any connections. So let's hope for the best here. Fingers crossed. It was a lot of work, more than I thought. Trying to get that dryer was a pain in the ass. So we're more or less at 29 inches of mercury, which is 29.92 inches of mercury. It's a perfect vacuum. And I doubt that this gauge is too accurate, so I'm going to call this good. I'm going to close off my valves and then let this sit. Hopefully, again, fingers crossed, it'll be airtight. Alright, so it's been 45 minutes and we're still holding strong at yours makes no difference, 29.5 inches of mercury. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the vacuum pump back on, let it run for like half an hour just to get all the moisture out of the system. And then while it's running, I'm going to go ahead and just button everything back up. I still have to tighten down the clamp that holds the dryer down, and then I have to tighten down the compressor itself, and then put the serpentine belt on, and then redo up the connection to the compressor clutch. And then we should be ready to charge it. Probably not gonna video that stuff, it's just reverse of what I did before. Pretty straightforward stuff. So after I spent $250 on a new compressor and a new dryer, not to mention the refrigerant, and renting the vacuum pump, the entire reason that my AC wasn't working was this fuse, which goes to the radiator / condenser fans. And apparently, when those fans don't turn on, there's a lockout for the compressor clutch, which is why the clutch wasn't engaging. So the person I bought the car from replaced the clutch and said it was a bad clutch from O'Reilly's. So I bought a whole new compressor and clutch because it was pretty much the same to get the OEM compressor and clutch than it was to buy the clutch. And as it turns out, this little fuse was the entire reason that the AC system wasn't working. So for 30 cents, I could have saved myself an entire day's worth of time and lots of money. But live and learn, I guess. Alright guys, so that's a wrap on this job. I'm just taking the vacuum pump back to AutoZone where I rented it from, but the AC is still working pretty good. Hopefully the connections will, none of them will leak. It seemed to hold pretty good vacuum, but the dryer was a little bit hard to get those connections done up on. So of course I wasted 9 hours of my time and $250, but you can't put a price on experience, and I've never replaced AC compressor or dryer before. I've done some AC charging before, but never for an auto AC system. So if nothing else, at least I learned something. Hopefully you found this video informative. Maybe it'll save you from wasting some time like I did. Makes perfect sense that the fans for the condenser would cut out the clutch from engaging, but at the time I probably should have checked voltage first on the compressor before I ever started anything. But live and learn, and spend time in the garage, and that's exactly what I did. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you have a good day. If you really like this, you want to see me waste more of my time and money, then subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.